Okay, this is lesson 7-4, subtracting linear expressions. So we just looked at adding linear expressions, and this one's very similar. So just like with subtracting positive and negative numbers, we're going to have to use our keep, change, change, which is the rule we use when subtracting. So we're going to be using that for these expressions. So I first want to start by showing you an example that they use a model of pictures to help you kind of understand how it works. Then I'll show you how we're going to solve the problem. So this first problem right here says 5x plus 4 minus 3x plus 2. So what they've done, they've started with 5 green x's plus 4 positive numbers. They're all positive. Now minus, which means we're taking away 3 positive x's. So if I circle 3 of these and take them away, and we're taking away 2 positives, just plain numbers, constants. If I take those away, you see I am left with 2x, they're both positive, plus 2, because those are both positive. So 2x plus 2 would be my answer. Now, how we actually solve that is just like when we were adding, we're going to line it up. 5x plus 4. Okay, keep, change, change. So you're going to keep everything in the first parentheses the same. So that's your first keep. Change is going to be the sign between them. So it's now going to become an addition problem. And then change the second parentheses. So that means everything inside that second parentheses, the signs will change. So since that's a positive 3x, it's going to become negative 3x. And since that's a positive 2, it's now going to become negative 2. Okay, so I now have an addition problem, like what we just did Monday and Tuesday. And so now I line it up and I solve. Oh, I almost wrote plus, sorry, minus 2. So now that it's addition, I can solve it. I have 4 plus negative 2. Which is positive 2. So since it's a positive, I put a plus out in front of it. And then I have 5x plus negative 3x. 5 plus negative 3 is 2x. And if you notice, we still got the same answer that we looked at with the picture. 2x plus 2. So now looking at the next one, B, same thing. We're going to rewrite it. So instead of having to do the keep, change, change in the original problem, if it's easier for you to do keep, change, change as you write it down as an addition problem up and down, that's fine too. So on this one, that's how I'm going to do it, because those are the two ways you can set it up. So I have negative 4x minus 6. Not sure why it's not in parentheses, but you get the gist. Minus, so now I'm going to change that to a plus because I am keeping, change, change. So I'm going to change the sign of everything in that second parentheses. So negative x minus 3 is going to become positive x plus 3 instead of minus. Okay, so I now have negative 6 plus positive 3. So negative 6 plus 3 is negative 3. So I have a minus 3 here. Then I have negative 4x plus x. Well, when there's nothing out front, we can clearly see that that is 1x. So I have negative 4 plus 1, which is negative 3x. So our final answer here comes out to negative 3x minus 3. So what makes this a little more difficult than Monday's is because we first have to do keep, change, change to change it to an addition problem, and then we solve it like we did on Monday. So we have a whole added step at the beginning. Then we work it out the same as what we just did on the previous lesson. So you're going to attempt 1A and 1B. If you just absolutely cannot, just put, I don't understand, and then I will work it out with you. I'm not going to count off against you on 1A and 1B. So try those, and then I'll go over. Okay, on 1A and 1B, so the first one, we have 7x minus 5 minus 2x minus 1. So since this minus is out front, there's two ways we can do it. Okay, we can go ahead and do our keep, change, change at the beginning. If that helps you to not get confused, do that. Do whichever way of these two is easiest for you. So this means that's basically a negative 1 being multiplied by these whole parentheses, which means we're going to distribute it in. Basically, it just means it's going to change the sign of everything because we're going to keep the sign of everything in this first parentheses, change the sign of everything in the second one. So I still have 7x minus 5. Now, since we're doing the keep, change, change, now change the sign of everything in here. That was positive, so it now becomes negative. That was negative, so it now becomes positive. Now we have an addition problem like we did Monday and yesterday on the worksheet, okay? So I have 7x minus 5. Now we make it one big addition problem. Negative 2x plus 1. So now I'll look down. I have negative 5 plus positive 1. So negative 5 plus 1 is negative 4. 7x plus negative 2x. So I have 7 plus negative 2. If you remember, when you're adding with positive and negatives, when they're different, you find the difference. So we subtract and keep the sign of the larger number. 7 minus 2 is 5. 7 is bigger, so it is positive. 5x minus 4. Okay, now the other way is when you write it down from the beginning up here, 7x minus 5. Then you can remember, okay, so it's a subtraction problem. I'm going to keep, change, change. Keep, change. I guess I really didn't need these parentheses. And now change everything here. Negative 2x plus 1. And now we're back to the same problem that I just worked out. So really, your option is to keep, change, change in the original problem before you start so you don't confuse yourself, or to change it when you're setting up your addition problem. Either way, we have to use keep, change, change for this, and then we come out to the same answer. Okay, on 1b, I have 6x minus 4 minus 2x minus 4. So this one, I'm just going to line it up and then change it. Since it's a subtraction problem, we have to keep, change, change. So I have 6x minus 4, change. Now change the sign of everything in here. So negative 2x plus 4. Okay, so now I can add negative 4 plus positive 4. So negative 4 plus 4 is 0. That cancels. Then I have 6 plus negative 2 is 4x. Okay, let's look at example 2. Okay, on example 2, it's just more of the same type of problems. So if I use, it's a subtraction problem, so we're going to have to use keep, change, change. So we keep everything in the first parentheses the same, change what's between them, and then change the sign of everything in the second parentheses. So it's going to become plus positive 2x minus 1. So then if I write that down, I have 3x plus 2. Now we write out our addition problem so we can add or subtract our like terms. Now it is plus positive 2x minus 1. So I have positive 2 plus negative 1. That is positive 1. So plus 1. Then I have 3x plus 2x, 5x. 5x plus 1. Okay, you can also, remember, set it up and do the keep, change, change as you write it down. 3x plus 2, which is keep, change, and then change the sign of everything as you write it down. Then you are still adding your like terms. So I want you to, let me scroll up so you can see them a little better. You're going to try 2a and 2b on your own. Try your best, it's okay. And then I'll go over them with you. This is the last example we're going to do together. On 2a and 2b, we're doing the same thing we just did on 1a and 1b, but now we have some extra negatives in there. So we still are, since it's a subtraction problem, we are still using our keep, change, change. So I will do this one way, and I'll work out 2b the other way, whichever one's easier for you, okay? So on 2a, I can go ahead and keep, change, change to begin with. So keep, change, change. Then line it up. So I now have x minus 5 plus negative 2x plus 1. Okay, so I have negative 5 plus 1, which is negative 4. X, since there's nothing out front of it, we can see that that is 1x. So I have 1x plus negative 2x, which comes out to negative 1x. We don't have to write the 1 because I can clearly see that that's 1x. So negative x minus 4. On 2b, this one I'm going to do the keep, change, change as I'm setting up my addition problem going down. So I have 6m plus 3. We don't ever mess with the first one. We keep it the same. change. So this is going to become plus 4m plus 1. So now I just have 3 plus 1, which is positive 4. If you're ever confused what goes between them, if it's a positive number, there's a plus there. If it's a negative number, there's a minus there. So since it was 3 plus 1, which is positive 4, I have plus 4. Now I have 6 plus 4, 6m plus 4m is 10m. So 10m plus 4.